welcome to the Coloring Collective. Today we are going to color one of these fun little, looks like a house in a bottle. Not a message in a bottle, but a house in a bottle. So let's go ahead and gather up our supplies. Today we'll be coloring from the Johanna Basford Magical Worlds coloring book. I like to use the Castle Arts colored pencils, and this is a set of 120. Make sure you have a really good pencil sharpener handy. Red Ochre 015. So I'm starting out by pushing kind of hard with the pencil along this bottom where this dotted line is, and then I'm going to go back over just above it really lightly with the pencil so that I can blend it pretty nicely with the next color. And I think around the bottom of each of the polka dots here, I'm going to come back around kind of hard. Push a little hard with the pencil. And then just a little light around the edge. Again, we'll blend this later with a lighter red color. Venetian Red 021. I'm going to pick up where I left off with the other red and just blend it, not pressing too hard with the pencil, just using little circular motion. I'm only going to come up about halfway up the little mushroom here, because then I'm going to use a different color. Peach 018. I'm going to use this for the top of the mushroom here. And because it's such a light color, I don't really have to push too hard. It has a nice coverage, and that's one of the things I actually like about these pencils, is that the lead isn't too hard, so you don't really end up getting too fatigued. You could color for a couple hours at a time and your hand won't get tired. I'm also going to go in with the peach and get the bottom of these spots. They're usually white, but I want to give them a little bit of some dimension. So I'm just going through real light with the peach. Kind of following these dotted lines that are already there for us. Castle Green Light 059. Start with some of these blades of grass up here. And I'm just doing the top part of the grass. I'll come back with a different color. We'll get some of these also down here. Juniper Green 056. That looks pretty good. Just gives the grass a little movement. Makes it look like it's bent over and really picking up on the light. Cadmium Yellow Light 004. Let's color this little glow effect around the lantern here. I'm just kind of going along the same direction as these little lines here. Actually, it looks like there's little stars or something. I'm going to do the same with some of these. Maybe they're fireflies or something glowing. lemon yellow, 005. I'm going to color inside the lantern here, lemon yellow. Brilliant yellow, 009. Make sure your pencil's pretty sharp for this one. This little flame in here is very small. Purple Lake Deep. Color this little candle, and I think I'm going to color one of these flowers also. Let's do that. Just get some shading here. I might do this flower too. Lavender, 036. There we go. Get these flowers nice and colored in. Cinnamon, 012. Finish up this lantern here. I'm going to keep the cinnamon and color some of this house. Follow along these little dotted lines here. Be really careful in between all your blades of grass. Now I'm not sure if I want to do a lighter color or a darker color for the little house. I think I want to keep the whole color scheme kind of fun and pastel and light and airy, since it is a little tiny house inside a bottle. Keep it whimsical. So I think I'll choose a lighter brown for the rest of the house. Maybe I'll continue the stripes here. Walnut Brown 117. I'm going to come in on the edge of this the stem of the mushroom here. Just get these little dark lines. Kind of looks like it's been shaded. So I'm pushing kind of hard along the line at the top of the mushroom here, and then a little lighter as I blend it with the color, with the cinnamon that I did before. Now it looks like the grass is kind of in the shadows there. Might do the same over here around the window. It's just a subtle difference, but it really is nice in the overall effect. Green Gold 076. I'm going to use this for the other part of the house stripes here. Terracotta Light 011. Now with this color I'm going to do along the edges, even though there's not any really lines, I just want to give it some 3-dimension here. Just color along where the green gold was. There we go. I'll have to remember this color combination. These are very nice together. Cool Gray Deeps 066. Now we're going to do the under part of the mushroom. I'm pushing really light here with the pencil. Sometimes the under part of a mushroom looks a little bluish. So I picked a cool gray, and then next I'm going to mix a little bit of a blue color. Primary Blue 098. And I'm going to press really light, just to give it a bit of a hue, nothing too dramatic. I'm going to keep the primary blue and color in this flower down here. Press kind of dark at the bottom and then shade it near the top, really light. And we'll mix it with another blue color. Come up here to the windows. I'm just coloring in the corners because I'm going to use a different color for the other part of the windows to show it's reflecting. Getting these little corners here. A really light blue here, Cobalt Turquoise 048. Now do the flower down here. Venetian Red 021. I'm going to color in this door. Have it match the red of the mushroom up there. And then I think I used peach for the top part, so I'm going to blend this in with the peach for the top. Peach 018. Get the top part of this door here. Naples Yellow Light 073 is a really, really pale color. Almost looks like white, but when you blend it with other colors, it looks nice. It just kind of picks up. So I'm just going over the peach here on the border of the door. Maybe I'll do the doorknob too. Cobalt Turquoise again, 048. I'm just going to very lightly color in this window. Sepia 070. I'm going to come in and color some of this earth here. I'm using these lines kind of as a guide, because the other color I'm going to use is going to be a little lighter. So I'll go through here. And do a little bit lighter here, just so when I do the next color, I'll have something to blend in. Yellow Ochre Light 010. I'm going to use this for the lighter part of the earth down here. Get this soil all colored in. I'm using a swirl technique method with my pencil here so that it really blends the colors that were already there. I'll use the same color up here for this light post. There we go. Lavender 036. I'll take some of the lavender from the flower down at the bottom and use it for these decorations here. Cerulean Blue 100. For the windowsill, let's revisit the red ochre 015. Also part of the roof. Let's get in here. I'm just going to do like every other row up here. So I'll press pretty dark toward the underneath and then light in the middle. Give it some shading. Spice Red 025. I'm going to come in on these other stripes that I didn't do and do the same technique and push a little bit harder underneath the roof before it and then shade kind of light down there. And there's no real right or wrong way to do this. You can come down as far as you want. Maybe make some shorter than others. Magenta 086. I'm going to use this as the complement to the Spice Red. There we go. So you're only coloring the stripes where you colored the previous Spice Red. Make sure you get in those corners and then blend pretty nicely. I think I'm also going to use this on here on the windowsill. Okay, Orange Lake 016. I'm going to come in with the other red color that I did and blend that. Peach 018. I'm going to get gradually lighter and lighter as the roof goes up. So I'm using this for this level and then maybe for the very top. And come up here and do that. There we go. Okay. Cadmium red 024. Whoops. I'll have to color that over when I do the sky. Well, it's okay to make some mistakes. Purple light 030. I'm going to use this for the next part of the roof here. So it seems like a lot of colors for one roof, but I think the effect that it'll have is really something fun. Now I'm going to use it up here. Maybe even for this very tippy top. Here we go. Tangerine 020. Primrose yellow 002. Get this windowsill, the window frame here. Marigold 078. I'm going to use the marigold to color these little dots that I didn't color earlier. Let's see. I want them to have a little bit of a different glow color than these little plus signs that we made earlier. But they're very small. Chinese orange 026. go ahead and color in some of these butterflies. The blue, the bottle is going to be blue. I think I'll make it like a night sky. And opposite color on the coloring wheel to the blue is orange. So I think by giving these butterflies an orange and red hint of color, they'll be in the orange and red family of colors. It'll look nice against the blue of the bottle. I'm just kind of picking a random design for each butterfly so it looks a little different and unique. Maybe this is the family that lives in the little house in the mushrooms, so maybe they're all the same species. Alizarin Crimson 087. Get the bodies of the butterflies here. Cadmium Orange Deep 079. This is a nice light color to really bring out the accent in the butterfly's wings. Delft Blue 041. Now I think it's a good time to start doing the sky. So I'm just going to press real light. Get all these little details. Color around all these little glowing stars that I colored. Did these in like a little plus sign. So make sure you're really careful. And I'm pressing really light just because I can't go back and undo it if I accidentally push too hard. So now on this edge here, I think I'll push a little bit harder. And then very lightly blend. Okay. So I'm using these dotted lines here on the edge, kind of a guide, and coloring the edge really dark. And then blending it a little bit. And this will help make the bottle look like it's really round. Now I'll press really light again. Get around these little glowing specks. And then around the edges here, press a little bit harder. And then gradually as you go out. All right, I sharpen my pencil a bit to make sure I really get along this edge. Without accidentally going over the lines too much. A little bit is okay. It's to be expected. stretch your hand in between switching gears from pressing too hard to all of a sudden pressing really light, not a bad idea to give your hand a little shake or a stretch. So I've got the dark and the light right next to each other, and now I'm going to go through and just go over back and forth a little bit till I can really get the shade that I like. And then same on the other side. And the shading will actually get easier as you go further down the bottle because there's a little bit wider space. Up here at the neck of the bottle, everything was kind of squished together. Don't forget to be really careful around all your glowing things here. Press really, really light. All right, back over to the edges here. Just get a little more blue, blending the light and the dark. this seems to be taking a bit of time, I think I will skip ahead to down to the bottom of the bottle. So go ahead and keep coloring using this same technique here, and I will meet you in just a minute down at the very bottom of the bottle, and we'll move on to the next color. Yellow Ochre Light 010. We are all done with the bottle, and now we're going to go ahead and start on this cork stopper that we've got up here. I'm going to start really, really light in the middle, kind of like we did with the bottle. And we're going to start really light in there, and then get a little darker around the edges so that it looks round. So now I'm pushing a little bit harder along these edges here, and I'm going to come in with a second color and get around the edge here. And then maybe this little top part I'll push a little bit harder. Make it easier to blend in the next color. Okay. Brown Ochre 115. I'll go ahead and use this for these lines here and blend it pretty nicely. And just follow along the lines that we've already got for us. Like these up here, and then this little dotted area. It'll give it some dimension and really make it look like a round cork. And that wraps up today's coloring. Let's take a look at all of our hard work. Thanks for coloring along with me. I'll have another coloring tutorial coming out soon. Look at all this. See you next time.